My dog accidentally ate my Peepaw. What do I do? All right, so bear with me. I'm about to tell you a story that, when I say it out loud, even I can't quite believe it. But I swear to you, this is 100% real. You know how sometimes you have a day, and you think everything's going smoothly, and then, bam, out of nowhere, everything goes wrong? Well, that happened to me today. And no, I'm not talking about a flat tire or a missed train. I'm talking about something that I genuinely don't think I'll ever be able to come back from. So, let me start at the beginning. It was just a regular morning, right? I woke up, got my coffee, and was feeling pretty good. I mean, sure, I had to work later, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle. And then, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to cook something. Now, I'm not what you would call a cook. Not even close. I'm the type of person who burns toast and sets off the smoke alarm by boiling water. But today, I was feeling like I could take on the culinary world. Maybe I was inspired by some TikTok videos I had been watching or something. Maybe it was just sheer boredom. But I decided to make an omelet. I know, right? Who am I to think I could make an omelet? But there I was, grabbing eggs, cheese, some leftover vegetables, and I was ready to go. Everything was fine until, of course, everything wasn't fine. I was scrambling the eggs, tossing in some veggies, and then I realized I forgot to put salt. But I didn't want to start over, so I decided I'd just grab whatever I could find nearby to fix it. And, in my frenzy, I reached over and grabbed a little shaker from the counter. It was small, had a lid on it, so I figured it was salt. Honestly, I didn't think twice. I was already in full-on gourmet chef mode, thinking this omelet was going to change my life. So, without hesitation, I shook it over my eggs. Generously. I was feeling bold. I was feeling like I was going to nail this omelet. This was it. The moment I went from disaster cook to chef extraordinaire. Then I looked down. The shaker was empty. That's when it hit me. It wasn't salt. It was my Peepaw. I know what you're thinking. I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean, your Peepaw? What the hell is happening right now? And believe me, I'm asking myself the same thing. I can already hear the judgment coming from everyone who's ever known me. But I swear, I wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't even thinking at all. I had, in a state of complete culinary confusion, grabbed my grandfather's urn and shook his ashes into my breakfast. Let me say that again, just to make sure I'm being clear. I accidentally sprinkled my grandfather's ashes onto my breakfast. My Peepaw's remains were now part of my ill-fated, self-made omelet. I stood there, holding the empty urn, staring at the little pile of ashes that had once been my grandfather, now sitting on my plate, mixed in with scrambled eggs. I was frozen. My mind went blank. I could barely breathe. I looked at the urn, I looked at the plate, and I thought, this is it. I've officially lost my mind. For a second, I thought maybe I could just throw it out. Like, maybe I could start over, pretend it never happened and forget the whole thing. But no, I was too far gone. There was no going back. I had done it. I had made the world's worst omelet. But wait, the horror wasn't over. You see, I have a dog. His name is Ronald. Ronald is a golden retriever. He's a lovable, goofy ball of energy, but he's not the brightest bulb in the box. And, this is important, he's also obsessed with food. If you have any food in your house, Ronald can find it. It doesn't matter if it's on the kitchen counter, hidden in a drawer, or locked in a safe, Ronald can smell it and will find a way to get it. That dog is like a food-seeking missile. So, there I am, standing in this kitchen, holding an empty urn and staring at my ruined breakfast. And in the blink of an eye, Ronald trots into the kitchen like he owns the place. He's wagging his tail, doing that little thing he does where he spins in circles when he's excited about food. And, without a second thought, he jumps up onto the counter, his big, goofy face right there in front of my now-dead Peepaw omelet. I'm yelling at him to get down, but it's too late. He's already eating it. I don't even know how to describe the moment. It was like the universe decided it was going to play a cruel joke on me, and my dog was the punchline. There's something incredibly surreal about watching your dog eat your dead grandfather. Like, I don't know how to even process that sentence. How do you come back from that? How do you go on living when you know that your dog has just devoured a part of your family's history? I tried to pull him away, but Ronald was too fast. He gobbled down the eggs and my Peepaw before I could even react. I felt sick, like genuinely, physically sick. I stood there staring at my dog, who was just sitting there wagging his tail, completely oblivious to the fact that he had just eaten a significant portion of my life. The whole thing was just absurd. Like one of those things you think only happens in some messed up sitcom. But no, this was real life. I froze. I couldn't think. My mind went into some kind of survival mode where I just needed to figure out how to undo what had happened. But I knew I couldn't. I could barely wrap my head around the fact that my dog had just eaten my Peepaw's ashes. What the hell do I do now? I kept thinking. Do I call a vet? Is there a procedure for when a dog eats someone's ashes? Am I supposed to report this? Should I tell my family? How do I even begin to explain this? But, of course, I did what anyone would do in that situation. I panicked. The first thing I thought was, I can't tell anyone. There's no way they're going to believe me. I mean, imagine calling your mom and saying, "Hey, so, funny story. Ronald just ate my Peepaw." She'd probably have me committed to some kind of institution. No one would believe me. They'd all think I was lying or, worse, had completely lost it. And honestly, I wouldn't blame them. I didn't believe it myself. So, I just stood there, staring at Ronald, who was still wagging his tail, clearly proud of himself for getting an early breakfast. I looked down at the urn. It was empty, the ashes gone, mixed into my dog's stomach, and now part of him. I could almost hear my Peepaw's voice in my head, laughing at me for getting myself into this situation. He would have found it hilarious. I could hear him say, "Well, kiddo, looks like I'm with you forever now." I started to laugh, which felt absolutely insane. I was standing in my kitchen holding an empty urn, while my dog, my idiot dog, sat there, clueless to what had just happened. And I laughed. It was the kind of laugh that comes when you realize there's nothing you can do to fix it. The kind of laugh that's equal parts terrified and relieved. It was a crazy, almost cathartic moment. But then, the guilt set in. What had I done? I had no way to fix it, no way to undo the damage. I couldn't replace my Peepaw's ashes. That wasn't something you could just go to the store and buy again. What was I supposed to do? How was I supposed to face my family? How could I explain that I had allowed my dog to eat my grandfather's remains? I don't know what to do now. I'm not sure what the right answer is. Do I tell my family? Do I replace the urn? Do I pretend it never happened? All I know is that I can't ever look at Ronald the same way again. I can't ever look at food the same way again. Every time I see him wagging his tail now, I'm going to be reminded of the fact that my dog ate my Peepaw. So, here I am, trying to figure out what to do. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever have an answer. I just know that this is something I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. And that, my friends, is how my dog accidentally ate my Peepaw. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to catch all the exciting stories.